Hi, Peter Charles here of Focus for Life Fly Fishing. And today let's talk about a problem that a lot of us run into, is that when we have feathers for tying wet flies, we quickly run out of the small feathers that make the job easy, and we end up with feathers that are too large to tie an appropriate size fly. Now, I already have a video on covering this using one method. I'm going to show you a different method today. Now, I've already created the body. This is basically a grouse and green. And if I use a feather like this, it's just simply way too big. So here's the feather that's been pulled back, and you can see I've stripped it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the tip of this, right where I've stripped it back. And I'm going to now pull the feather into this V shape. And what I'm going to do is reverse it, place it on top, and put a couple of wraps. And now I'm just going to pull the feather till I get it about the length I want. And then I'm going to start spreading it around. Spread the barbs around. So you've got some on the bottom, and if you've got a vise that turns, this makes it easier. You can move it around and pull it into place, and you can check. And so you want basically barbs all the way around. Now I'm just going to put a few more wraps in here and trim this off. Now, what I've done here is that there is no stem of the feather in there at all. This is all just barbs. So I'm going to just fold that back. I'm going to clean this head up. And I'm going to force it up against that dubbing I've put in there for the thorax. And there we go. We've got a pretty good looking wet fly with hackle that's the right size, roughly double the gape. If you're doing a standard Lancashire style or Yorkshire style wet fly, I should say Yorkshire, not Lancashire. They'll probably get mad at me for saying that. War of the Roses all over again. Anyway, there you go. A very simple method for tying a wet fly, a soft hackle wet fly, when you don't have feathers that are small enough. And it ends up with a rather clean look. Now, you will normally see a little bit of hackle sticking out. Don't worry about it. These are fishing flies. You're not going to enter this in a fly tying contest. You're going to catch fish with it. So we don't worry about that kind of niggly little bit. But this is going to work perfectly well. It's going to look great in the water, and that thorax is going to keep the hackle away from the body so it doesn't close right down on the body, and it gets some movement and creates a bit of turbulence. And it helps the hackle to stand up. If I did not have that thorax, what would happen is the hackle would go flat. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are flies out there that are done in that style, wet flies I should say, but this is kind of the more of the type of wet fly we normally think about. So give it a try. It works fine. If you've got feathers that are way too big, don't worry about it. You can still use them. So there you go. Cheers.